Japan, 1930. In a quiet room filled with the distant rhythm of textile machines, a dying inventor gathers his strength for one final conversation. Sakichi Toyoda, known across Japan as the king of inventors, had spent his life transforming the textile industry. His machines powered an empire, and his name was synonymous with innovation. As he lay on his deathbed, Sakichi called his son, Kiichiro, to his side and made a request that seemed almost reckless for its time. He told him to abandon the loom business entirely and build automobiles instead. Japan had no car industry, no infrastructure, and no experience competing with the industrial giants of the West. Yet Sakichi believed the future demanded bold thinking. He didn't just give Kiichiro his blessing, he handed him everything, including the fortune earned from selling the patent of his revolutionary automatic loom to a British company. With that money, Sakichi entrusted his son with a dream that could either define Japan's future or ruin everything the family had built. This is not simply the story of a car manufacturer. It is a story of vision, responsibility, and the relentless philosophy of improvement known as kaizen, a belief that progress comes from constantly becoming better than yesterday. Long before Toyota became a global name, Sakichi Toyoda was solving a simple human problem. As a young man, he watched his mother spend endless hours working at a manual loom, exhausted by repetitive labor. Sakichi believed machines should exist to help people, not wear them down. That belief led him to a breakthrough in 1924, the Toyota Model G automatic loom. Unlike traditional looms, this machine could detect when a single thread broke and stop itself immediately. No wasted material, no defective fabric hidden until the end. Problems were addressed the moment they appeared. This principle became known as jidoka, automation with a human touch. Though Sakichi built looms, not cars, this idea would later become one of the foundational pillars of Toyota's manufacturing philosophy, shaping how vehicles would one day be built across the globe. After Sakichi's death, Kiichiro Toyoda inherited not just a business, but a responsibility. He was an engineer at heart, deeply curious and methodical. Instead of making bold public announcements, he began quietly studying automobiles. He imported American cars, Chevrolets and Fords, and dismantled them piece by piece on the factory floor of the family's loom operation. Every bolt, every gear, every engine component was examined and documented. Critics mocked him, arguing that Japan lacked the steel quality, industrial base, and expertise to rival Detroit. But Kiichiro believed progress came from learning, not imitation. He called this belief the spirit of invention, the courage to explore unfamiliar territory while constantly improving through experimentation. In 1935, Toyota completed its first passenger car prototype, the A1. According to company legend, Kiichiro personally drove the car to his father's grave, silently showing that the promise had been honored. In 1937, Toyota Motor Corporation was officially established. The company deliberately changed its name from Toyota to Toyota. Written in Japanese, Toyota requires 8 strokes, a number associated with luck, prosperity, and growth. The change symbolized a shift from a family workshop to a company ready for the world stage. Then came war. During World War II, Toyota was forced to focus on military production, building trucks stripped down to absolute necessity. Some vehicles left the factory with only one headlight because resources were so scarce. Near the end of the war, Toyota's main factory was scheduled for bombing. The attack never came. Survival, however, did not bring stability. Japan's economy collapsed, and Toyota was pushed to the brink of bankruptcy. Debt mounted, labor strikes erupted, and the company's future looked bleak. Believing that leadership meant accepting responsibility, Kiichiro Toyoda resigned as president, taking the failure upon himself. He died before seeing the company recover. With limited resources and no ability to compete with American manufacturers through sheer volume, Toyota's remaining leaders were forced to rethink manufacturing itself. Out of necessity, they developed a radical new approach, building only what was needed, when it was needed, and nothing more. This became known as just-in-time production. Waste was treated as the enemy. Efficiency became survival. This system laid the groundwork for what the world would later call the Toyota production system. a model studied and adopted globally. In the 1950s and 60s, Toyota cautiously looked beyond Japan. Their first major attempt to enter the American market failed. The Toyopet Crown, designed for Japanese roads, struggled on long American highways. It overheated, underperformed, and disappointed buyers. Instead of retreating, Toyota listened. Engineers studied customer feedback and returned to the drawing board. In 1966, they introduced a new car with no ambition to impress, only to perform reliably. That car was the Corolla. Affordable, efficient, and dependable. It earned trust rather than attention. Over time, it became the best-selling car nameplate in history, with one Corolla sold roughly every 15 to 27 seconds worldwide. Then came the 1973 oil crisis. As fuel prices soared, large American vehicles sat idle in long gas lines. Toyota's smaller, fuel-efficient cars kept moving. In that moment, Toyota shed its image as a budget alternative and earned a reputation for durability and intelligence. By the late 1980s, Toyota aimed higher still. Determined to compete with Europe's luxury giants, the company launched Project F1, Flagship 1. Thousands of engineers worked in secrecy, producing hundreds of prototypes and investing nearly $1 billion. The result was the Lexus LS 400, a car so smooth and precisely engineered that a famous commercial showed champagne glasses balanced on its hood, remaining perfectly still at highway speeds. It announced Toyota's arrival as a world-class luxury manufacturer. In 1997, Toyota took another bold step with the launch of the Prius, the world's first mass-produced hybrid vehicle. At the time, gas was cheap and battery technology was unproven. Critics were skeptical. Toyota remained patient. They refined the technology year after year, trusting long-term vision over short-term trends. Today, Toyota leads the world in hybrid technology, proving that innovation is not always about speed, but about timing and persistence. Today, Toyota produces millions of vehicles each year, yet the philosophy born from a simple loom remains unchanged. Any worker on a Toyota assembly line can pull the Anden cord, stopping production immediately if something feels wrong. There is no punishment, only the expectation that problems are addressed at their source. From a wooden loom in a rural Japanese village to advanced exploration vehicles designed for the moon, Toyota's history is the story of a promise kept and the relentless pursuit of always a better way.